Many first-time homebuyers want to know what they can do to prepare to buy a house. In this video, I'm going to outline what first-time homebuyers need to know and what to do to start the process. My name is Kevin Brierton, certified mortgage planning specialist, and today we're here to talk to you about renting. Are you tired of it? Do you feel like you're never going to be able to buy a house? You are not alone. Thousands of people feel the same way, but there's great news. It's actually not as hard as you think to buy a house. You don't need to be rich. You don't need a fancy job. And there's a few steps you can do to prepare yourself to buy a house. First, to buy a house, you need to save a little bit of money. Most programs require a down payment, but it's not a 20% down payment for everybody that everybody fears. For a lot of loan programs require as little as 3% down, and that's 3% of the sales price. Although there are some down payment assistance programs and some zero down programs, such as VA and USDA and other options. But typically it's around 3 to 3.5%. So let's say it's 3.5% on a $200,000 home. That's $7,000. Okay. You'll also need some money for closing costs, but there's ways around that. You can ask for seller assistance, or you can possibly choose a lender paid closing cost option where the lender actually covers your closing costs for you. You may even be able to get a gift funds for a down payment from a family member, but having some money saved is very important. Now, are you wondering how you can save money when you're paying rent, utilities, and other daily costs of living? Making small changes, cutting back on certain expenses and spending habits, maybe put money into a high yield savings account, invest it if you need to grow faster, there's other ways to invest it. If you're preparing to buy a house in the next few years, a savings account is probably the best way to go so you can access that capital. But my tip here is be consistent. Dedicate your savings, really dedicate that chunk of money to save and have it automated out of your check, go straight into savings. So you'll actually get there faster than you think. So next, let's focus on your credit score. So fortunately, credit scores change monthly, and any positive change will reflect in your credit score faster than you think. We have some tools that you can monitor your credit score. There's also a free annual credit report. You can go to annualcreditreport.com, annualcreditreport.com, and you can get a free copy of your report every 12 months. This is a great way to have access to what's going on in your credit where it doesn't ding your credit either. You'll get one free report from each bureau annually. Look it over, see if there's anything you need to fix, and ask yourself, do I have any late payments? If so, bring them current. This hurts your credit score the most. Do you have any credit cards where you're using more than 30% of the outstanding line amount? If so, pay your credit card balance down. Now, do you have any collections or public records? Get with the agencies, set up a payment plan, or satisfy their debt. The key there is always ask the collection company to remove the collection if you pay for it. A lot of them, if you ask them, say, hey, I want to pay this for you. If I pay it, a lot of times they'll remove it if you make an agreement up front before you pay them. So always ask them to get to remove the collection or public record if you can. And typically they'll say no first, and then ask them again a different way or talk to a supervisor. But I always ask to have that removed. The faster you work to improve your credit score, and the higher it will be when you are ready to buy a house and take the plunge into buying a house. So once you've established your baseline focus of what you can afford, use a mortgage calculator to see what you can afford based on your current income and current situation. I'll go ahead and note one that we have in our comments below. If it's less than you hoped and what you're qualifying for based on the affordability test online, think about ways to improve your situation. Do you need to start a side hustle or bring in more money? Do you spend too much money and need to cut back on your debt to income ratio with parameters? Really, most programs are going to be working within a debt to income ratio of about 40%, 45% of your debt, and the new house payment must be below 45%. So we want to make sure it's within that range. The key is starting now. So even if you won't buy a house for a few years, the more money you save, the harder you work to improve your credit, the more options you'll have when you're ready to make the transition from renter to buyer. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to us, your mortgage lender. I can help you achieve the American dream of owning a house. So I'm here to help. My name is Kevin Brierton, certified mortgage planning specialist. If you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy or sell that might benefit from this video, or any first-time homebuyer friends, I'd be honored if you could pass this along to them and spread the word. Thanks for watching.